Kamusta kayo mga amigo at amiga? And this is the Señorito Jake De Leon, and you are listening to the 123 podcast.
For each and every one of these people who supported me through thick and thin, I always believed in what I stand for, and that's being me, Jeff Hardy. What?
Acknowledge me as your true chief.
In case you forgot, in case you never knew, I am the rated R superstar.
Welcome to the show where we talk and dig in everything wrestling. Welcome to the 123 podcast. How are you guys doing today? Happy anniversary, everyone. So today we're not going to be doing anything that's related to pro wrestling. We're going to be doing something that's related to the show itself. Because today is the anniversary episode of the show. And we're going to be doing an origin story of the show for today's episode. So last year I didn't really like have a proper anniversary episode. So this is like my first. It's like an actual anniversary episode. I'm sorry. But yeah, basically we're gonna be doing an origin story of the show. So if you guys are interested about the of how the show came about, then this episode is for you. So yeah, so lots of things have happened and lots of things have led me to doing podcasting, and yeah, today I'm gonna share with y'all some of the things that convinced me to do podcasting, the shows that I've listened to that actually inspired me to do the show. Yeah, we're basically gonna just celebrate 2 years of the podcast. So without further ado, let's get to the main event of the show. So this all started back when I had my first hosting gig in December of 2019. I landed my first ever hosting gig, which was for a school event, along with one of my other classmates who's like a far more experienced host than me. And the school event was held inside of a mall, of all places. So I legit just procrastinated. I never prepared for the show. I just procrastinated. I didn't even go over my lines a few hours before the show. Because I was like, you know what? Hosting is like speaking in English in front of a crowd. Like, why would I need to practice? Just why would I do that? I've been speaking the English language for, I don't know, 10 plus years. I can get through this. Why do I need to prepare? There's no need for preparation. More so than I thought. So yeah, basically, I never prepared for the show. And once I stepped on that stage, the stage fright hit me like a fucking truck. Oh man, the jitters were too much for me to handle. I was stuttering a lot. I probably cussed out while my mic was on. And to say that I had a very bad experience during that time is an understatement. Like, I legit just had one of the worst experiences of my entire life. I mean, I'm grateful for the opportunity, but the lack of preparation really came back and bit me right in the ass. And yeah, basically after that show, I was just like, why didn't you prepare? Why did you not go over your lines a few days before the show, a few weeks before the show, or a few hours before the show? Why didn't you go over your lines? Why didn't you practice in front of a mirror to practice your hosting? Like, why didn't you prepare? Why did you procrastinate? It was bad, man. It was just very, very bad. My parents told me that I did a pretty cool job, but I can legit sense that they're just saying that just to be nice to me, because I know to myself that I did a very bad performance at that time. Because I do kind of had this perfectionist mindset. Because regardless of like whether it's my first time hosting or my first time performing in front of a crowd, I should always do a perfect job. That's like my mindset, regardless if it's like my first performance or it's my first time doing things. I need to have a perfect performance. And I didn't. I really didn't. I really did not give my all during that show. I mean, I just never gave a shit on the show. I could go as far as saying that because I really just underestimated the entire essence of hosting. That's when I like realized that hosting is like a far more complex thing to do. I mean, it's not just like speaking in English in front of a crowd. It's much more than that, I could say now. Um, but yeah, after that event, I was like, fuck. It was bad, man. I had a very bad time hosting the show. My partner, she did great during the event because, like I said, she's like the far more experienced host. So obviously she'll do a lot better. And I didn't. I never gave a shit about the show. Never gave a shit about me hosting. And the lack of preparation, the procrastination really hit me once I stepped on that stage. Yeah, basically after that, I just told myself, you know what? I should have never underestimated hosting because, like I said, it's a far more complex thing to do. So I was like, I want to improve it. I want to improve my public speaking because I feel like this is my comfort zone. Um, because I like talking a lot. So I was like, you know what? I want to improve this one. I want to improve my English while improving my public speaking. So I looked up ways to do so. And I also asked my mom for ways to improve my English and improve my public speaking. And she was like, do vlogs, make vlog videos. I was like, no, I don't want to do vlogs. Because if you guys know me, I am a very, very camera shy guy. Like I would actually never would want to do vlogging. I would never want to show off my life and put it up on the internet. Like I'm just not that type of guy. So I was like, no, I don't want to do vlogging. Like I just like don't want to show off my life to everyone on social media. It's just not me. I'm a very private person. Like I would never do that. I would never want to do vlogging. So I never did. I never made vlog videos. And yeah, I just turned it down. I just basically don't want to do it. So after that, she was like, "Yeah, all right, it's up to you. Well, have you been searching up ways to improve your English?" So I was like, "Yeah, I am looking for some." So I searched a lot more online, searched for more stuff online, and then I came across podcasting. I was like, "Oh, podcasting, what is that?" And then I was like, I read like the basic meaning of podcasting, which is like audio form where you can like share your opinions, blah blah blah. And I was like, oh, I should probably do that. I should probably do that. And then I was like, I came across Unbox Therapy's podcast a little later, because I've been an avid Unbox Therapy fan for I don't know, like since 2018. So when I realized that, oh shit, Lou has a podcast, right? Maybe I should go listen to one of his episodes. So I listened to one of his episodes and I was like, holy shit, that's actually pretty cool. I want to do that. But, you know, without the video, because as we all know, Lou posts the video form of his podcast on YouTube. So I was like, yeah, I want to do this minus the video. So yeah, I downloaded a separate podcasting app called Anchor, and I wondered. I was like, after I downloaded the app, I was like, are there wrestling podcasts? Like I was wondering. Like I legit did not know about wrestling podcasts until I looked it up on Anchor. So I went to Anchor, searched up wrestling podcasts, and then I came across this Filipino wrestling podcast called the Wrestling Podcast. Shout out to Ro. Shout out to Ro for being a part of one of the premieres that I had last year, which where I talked about the toxicity of the IWC. He was a part of the premiere. He cleared some stuff. So shout out to Ro. You were one of the main reasons why I'm doing this. So yeah, basically, I came across the Wrestling Podcast, and I listened to one of their episodes, which was their latest at the time. It was the Royal Rumble 2020 review, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is." I'm like hooked. I was like hooked to the idea of podcasting. So I was like, "Yeah, this is what I want to do." No questions asked. If I were to make content, this is what I want to do. So that's what I did. And on my free time, I would record test episodes. Just talking about random stuff about pro wrestling. And yeah, basically after that, I was like, oh, so that's how you make a podcast. I just recorded some test episodes, just to get the hang of it. So I was like, oh, that's how you do it. That's how you record a podcast. It's a lot easier than expected because I saw the Lou Later podcast and Lou had a microphone in his table, and that's where he's like talking to. So I was like, holy shit, you actually do not need a mic to record a podcast. So what I did for like my first podcasting setup was I used a Pringles can that my brother modified for a school project. He decorated it and he already submitted the project. So I was like, yo, can I use your Pringles can project? I just want to put my phone on top of it and then just record stuff. And he was like, yeah, that's cool. So I used that. I put my phone on top of the Pringles can. I pointed the mic of my phone towards my mouth. And then I just started recording. And I just really had a lot of fun doing these test episodes. And once I really just got the hang of podcasting, I recorded my first ever episode, which is Blood Money Revolution, which I am very, very sorry to everyone from WWP because I took that title off of one of their episodes. Oh my god, I just legit plagiarized something, and I deeply apologize for that. I am gonna change the title of the episode sometime. But yeah, I just took that title from them and then I just used it for my episode. So I recorded that episode and I just really had a lot of fun recording. And yeah, after that, that's when I decided, holy shit, what if I like do a weekly podcast thing just like the wrestling podcast? And that's what I did. Every morning before I would go to school, because I'm a part of the afternoon class at that time. Every morning before I would go to school, I would record episodes, and then do minimal editing to it, and then just put it up on Anchor. And those, I had tons of fun creating the episodes, editing the episodes, putting it up. It was an exciting time, and then this was a few weeks. It was like a week or two before the pandemic hit. I was having lots of fun, just podcasting, and then the pandemic hit, and I got busier and busier, and that's when I decided that I feel like weekly podcasts is not my thing because like I said on that episode after I took a week off after the WrestleMania 36 review, I told myself, yeah, weekly podcasting is really not for me because 1 week you can get tons of news, tons of big news about pro wrestling, and then the other you just wouldn't have any news. So I was like, yeah, I should probably abandon the weekly schedule, and go with an irregular upload schedule, which I'm currently am now. So that basically means I could just put up episodes that I feel like putting up. Um, I upload the episodes whenever I want. So yeah, basically, I did that. I implemented that on the podcast, and it made a huge difference because I get to focus on a lot more stuff other than podcasting. And yeah, basically, it helped a lot. It helped out a lot. So yeah, basically, um, after the pandemic hit, that's when I started to use earphones for as like my microphone for future episodes. And I would just like I was pretty happy with the sound quality at the time because with the phone mic you get like a lot of background noises, it catches a lot of background noise. But with earphones, sound quality is better. It catches less background noise, and yeah, it just sounds better. So basically, after that, I was using my earphones for like basically like a full year um, for the podcast, and after like a year, I got this mic that I'm using right now, um, and I can definitely notice a big difference in the sound quality because there's even less background noises that are picked up on this mic. Well, unless the background noises happen whenever I talk, like chickens doing their thing, like whenever like I talk and then they do that, it would pick it up. But that can be like fixed um in post processing. So yeah. So yeah, basically I went through like a setup evolution. My first ever setup was like a literal Pringles can, my phone, and then I just recorded. Like I just did not care about my setup. I just wanted to record. And then I started to use earphones and then now I'm using this mic, which is pretty cool. And 2 years later, a few episodes in, a few segments that were made and were later discontinued, and a few squash matches in, here we are. I just really want to say thank you to each and every single one of y'all for sticking with me throughout the entire 2 years. Like I never imagined lasting 2 years doing this because I shared this on one of the episodes of the squash match. I'm guessing it was like the channel update. Because there was this one time where I just was making content. I was like in love with making content. I was so in love with making content that I just neglected schooling entirely. Like I never wanted to study while making content. I was like, fuck studying, man. I just want to make content. I just want to make videos, all that sorts because I feel like this is my destiny. Um, and then my grades started to decline. My parents scolded me for said grades, and I just was, pretty sad about it. And making videos at that time, back when I was a kid, it didn't even last like a full year. I'm guessing it was like it lasted for like 2 3 months. It lasted that long, and doing this, I really did not expect to last 2 years doing this. But through everyone who's listened to the episodes, who has viewed the videos that I put up on YouTube, and those who support me in this venture, I really couldn't thank you guys enough. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I am eternally grateful for each and every one of y'all. If you're a new listener, welcome, welcome to the club. I don't want to say family because saying welcome to the family is like a little bit too cliche at this point. So I just want to do like, oh yeah, welcome to the club. So yeah, for the new listeners, welcome to the club. To the old listeners who stopped listening and started listening again, welcome back. I am very glad to see you guys back. And yeah, I just want to thank each and every one of y'all for the never ending love and support that you guys have given me, given the podcast, given everything that I do. I just really cannot thank y'all enough. Thank you so, so much. Um, and yeah, I am eternally, eternally grateful for everything that you guys did to me, for everything that you guys gave me, for the love and support. I just, I really cannot stress it enough. I am very, very grateful. I am very, very grateful for all of y'all. And thank you. Thank you all. I really, I'm very excited for the future of the show. So yeah, thank you guys so much. So here's a bit of a hint about the future of the show. I've been working on something pretty big since last year. It involves a few people from the Philippine wrestling scene, which I'm very very excited about. You guys know Jake De Leon, who's the voice of the intro. I can potentially have him on the show, plus some other guests. So yeah, I'm very very excited for it. It'll probably up on October, probably on my birthday. I'm not too sure, but yeah, basically, I am very very excited for the future of the show, and I hope you guys hop along for the ride because it's gonna be a fun one. So yeah, thank you guys so much for the 2 years once again. Thank you all so much for listening. I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Cheers to many, many more years of the 123 podcast. And yeah, I really cannot stress it enough. I'm very, very grateful for each and every one of y'all who have been a part of the show, who supported the show throughout the 2 years. And I'm very, very grateful for y'all. So yeah, thank you guys so much. Cheers to many more years. I've said that like a few times here on the episode. And yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. I hope y'all enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe if you guys are listening to this on YouTube. Follow the podcast on Spotify. Please give us a 5-star. Give me a 5-star rating on Spotify if you guys are listening to this episode on Spotify. And yeah, once again, thank you guys so much for the support. I really cannot thank y'all enough. Very very grateful for y'all, and yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. I hope y'all enjoyed. This has been JM. This has been the 123 podcast. Peace, y'all.